We're talking Abington Heights tennis here in the John Mendola Show. Boys tennis, Tom Lavella, head coach with us. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about the start. Team's getting underway in March. We're into April. Weather has been very kind to any of us. But nonetheless, a couple of matches. And what are we seeing so far out of the Comets?
Well, we're fortunate enough not to be too far behind schedule. We've had 2 matches that we've had to reschedule so far, but we're fortunate to have competed in 2 matches. And our first match of the season was away against Delaware Valley, and it was an absolutely incredible match. We came out ahead 3-2. Delaware Valley was a very skilled and talented team. They came out of the gate really strong and really gunning for us. In fact, in the 5 matches that were contested, we were down a set in 4 out of those 5 matches, and so we were definitely in a position where if we were going to be able to come away with the win, it would have had to have been a comeback, and it was that kind of a situation where we had a comeback in matches in 2 singles and 3 singles. 2 doubles got it done in straight sets for us. Our 1 doubles team lost in straight sets in a very contested, hard-fought match, 7-5, 7-5. And our number 1 singles player, unfortunately, the opponent at Delaware Valley got the better of our number 1, Timmy. But nevertheless, it's a team effort, and we all know that, and we're fortunate to have staged that comeback and walked away with a 3-2 victory over a very skilled team.
It's a tall team. getting to see these guys.
Yeah.
You have some athletes here that are a little bit on the taller side. Let's talk about down that lineup, what this group is like.
Well, yeah, in terms of some of our strengths, I definitely think that our height is definitely a presence for us, especially in the doubles game, being that your ability to play well at net and close on your volleys and take care of your overheads is a big advantage for us. And so I think that court presence translates to a lot of success in the doubles arena as well as in singles. So we're definitely a team that's working on our conditioning, working on our court coverage, working on our speed, and that's an aspect that we view as a priority, and that helps us to succeed in our league.
Overall, let's talk about what you graduated, what you have back, and you know how those guys are handling the leadership role.
There's been a big turnover in terms of our lineup. We have 1 returning singles player, and we have 2 returning doubles players. So there are a lot of spots to fill. And Rory Harris and Owen Holland have moved up from the doubles lineup to start in 2 and 3 singles. Owen has been playing 2 singles for us, and Rory has been playing 3. And they've done a really great job transitioning from successful doubles to very successful singles. In fact, they were definitely eager to test themselves in singles, because in singles it's just you out there trying to figure it out all on your own. And so there's a lot of pressure representing our team in the singles lineup, and there's definitely a much more of a priority to have a lot of that psychological strength to win that psychological battle when it's just you and as a singles player. And I'm really, really proud of the way Owen and Rory have stepped up. Timmy's done a great job stepping up to number 1 singles, which is definitely a position that carries a lot of weight in and of itself. The number 1 singles player from Abington Heights has always been definitely a player who's really succeeded a lot, and so a lot of pressure comes with that. And Timmy's been handling that pressure greatly and developing into a really strong team leader for us at number 1 singles.
A lot of times in the game of tennis, you might get a little bit more of a quiet guy. This group looks like a fun, loving group, hang out with each other, enjoy themselves. Talk about this particular group you have here for the Comets this year, and as this year keeps going on, what you expect all the fun and laughs are going to be about.
Sure, I'm glad you noticed that, because a priority for me and a priority for our captains is camaraderie and coming together as a team. I could truly say that this particular season, this team is really developing into a unit. There's not a lot of individual personalities. There's a real recognition of working together to achieve that common goal. And so camaraderie and hard work and mutual support of each other and a healthy amount of criticism is something that has definitely been evident throughout the season so far, that we look forward to continuing and ensuring that we can do our best to put ourselves in a position to continue to succeed.
Well, the season will fly by, as we know it does every year. What are some goals that you have for this particular group? I know that league is always something you strive for there at Abington Heights, and then of course you get to districts, maybe some guys could find their way through.
Sure. Clearly we want to take care of things in terms of the basics and the day in and the day out of our tournament and not get too far ahead of ourselves. And that's something that we're definitely focusing on. And so the first step is to continue to win our matches in the league. It's going to be tough. It's going to be competitive. It already has been against Delaware Valley, and we know we have teams out there such as Holy Cross and Scranton Prep waiting to compete and challenge us. And so we have to prepare ourselves for those challenges. if we succeed throughout the league, obviously we want to put ourselves in a position where we're one of the top seeded teams going into team districts and hopefully repeat as a district team champion. And then we also are preparing for singles districts and doubles districts, and so there's a lot of preparation that goes into ensuring that the season is successful. But what we're really trying to do is take things one step at a time and do our best in each of our individual matches.
Tom, you always put a nice product out there. We expect nothing less than that of positive things you're doing there at Abington Heights. Hope you have a successful season.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Arjun Iyengar with us from Abington Heights as we talk boys tennis here on the John Mendola Show at Carol and Janelle. It is the pizza capital of the world, and it's your senior year. What are you expecting this year from yourself and your teammates, Arjun?
Well, I'm definitely hoping to play a lot better. I've been practicing a lot over the summer, definitely improving my game, and same with my teammates as far as I've seen. And just hoping to bring a really strong game this season.
As far as things you worked on, was it your serve, your forehand, backhand? Was it an overall tennis game and trying to coach yourself up a little bit, or you have a little help with that?
I definitely think that my serve is one of the bigger aspects I have to work on, and definitely volleying because I'm playing doubles.
Let's talk about being a captain and one of the leaders of this group. You graduated a lot of talent. What's it like to kind of step up a little bit this year?
Well, I can help the new people to the team and help my friends that are on the team progress their game as well, so they can get better. So that once I graduate and my fellow seniors graduate, they'll be there to take our place.
Let's talk about some of the clubs and organizations you're involved with. You've got a nice handful here at Abington Heights. Take us through some different things you're doing.
Yeah, I'm in part of the school's concert orchestra and honors choir. I'm also part of the Science Olympiad team in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science.
And as far as what you like about some of those things that you're doing with the clubs that help kind of balance you academically, athletically, get to travel places, meet new people.
Yeah, with like Science Olympiad and PJazz, basically, I just do a lot of different science projects and a lot of studying from different categories of science as well.
You have a sibling? Tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, my brother Varun Iyengar is also on this team. He's a sophomore currently, also playing doubles.
Computer science and calculus, a couple classes that you enjoy, and not many people will ever say they like calculus, but must come natural to you. Tell us a little bit about what you enjoy.
Yeah, definitely computer science. That's what I plan on majoring in college, computer engineering, and calculus and math in general I like, and especially how it applies to comp sci.
Top 10% of your class, you're doing it in that classroom. Talk about some college choices. You have one, or you have a list of 4 or 5?
I'm actually deciding on where my college I'm going to go for college right now. So I have a few choices between like Bucknell and Drexel, some other colleges. So I'm going to make that decision soon, hopefully.
Sounds like good choices. Let's talk about your dad as a role model in your life.
Yeah, he's a cardiologist, and he's in charge of his medical group. He's in charge with several other people, but he's definitely, like, what I've seen from him is he's shown leadership and decision making, and I really value those aspects and try to learn from him.
Well, he has a pretty darn good work ethic as well, right?
Yeah.
You and your brother kind of follow suit?
Yeah, we try to.
Let's talk about the rivalry with Scranton Prep, what that's like.
It's definitely one of our biggest matches of the year. There are a ton of people come to it, and since I know a lot of people on the Scranton Prep team and vice versa, a lot of people in Abington and Scranton Prep are friends, and we keep that in mind as we're playing. We play competitively, but we don't let that get the better of us. We play good matches, good fair matches.
It's always a pleasure hearing the positive stories of our student athletes here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And Arjun, you're just another one who's doing great stuff. You have some great college choices. We wish you the very best going forward.
Thank you.
Owen Holland joining us from the Abington Heights boys tennis team on the John Mendola Show as we talk about the Comets hitting the court. A couple matches under your belt so far. Weather's kind of been pretty tough for everybody. But let's talk about some work that you've put in the off season preparing for this final year here.
Yeah. So obviously, since it's in Clark Summit, I've been hanging at Birchwood a lot throughout the off season in the summer, and I also have a part-time job there, so I spend a lot of time there on the courts and with the pros and that sort of stuff.
Your love of the game of tennis, where did it come from, and how has it developed over the years?
I learned to play at a very young age, and then I grew up, watching Roger Federer on TV, Wimbledon. I've been to Wimbledon and the U.S. Open myself, and then I just always wanted to be a great player like that, and then just seeing the guys at Abington, years ago, just playing extremely well, and even like my freshman sophomore year, with like Brandon and Sajas, I always want to be a leader and be as good as them and just uphold this tradition of Abington.
Let's talk about the doubles team, who you're playing with, and what you guys have to offer.
Doubles?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I played doubles last year.
You play second singles? Because
Yes.
I said second doubles. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So your second singles.
Yeah.
But doubles you played last year.
Correct.
So let
Sorry,
me
yeah.
ask you that question again. And
Yeah,
kinda
yeah, yeah.
We'll work it out. So Owen, you played doubles last year. You're
Yes.
playing second singles this year. So take us through, what's been going on, what you learned out of doubles, how you're taking that over into your singles game.
Of course, yeah. So last year I played one doubles with Spencer, and a lot of times it's all about court positioning and how you and your partner react to certain situations on the court, whether you're switching or going around the baseline. And then so really, in the grand scheme of things, singles is basically like that, except it's all on you. You're doing it yourself. So really the positioning, even serving closer to the tee rather than out to the side, trying to serve it down the tee, those are all things that now it's really all on you as a singles player.
Orchestra, something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what you play, what it's like, and I think you have a couple teammates that do it as well.
Yeah, so I started playing the viola and orchestra probably around 4th grade, so I've been doing it for a long time now. And it's funny, our junior Vroon, the brothers double team over there, they both play violin, and it's a coincidence, but we all make it to like the district, regional levels, and it's something we all really enjoy, coincidentally.
Let's talk about Spanish, English, history, a few subjects you enjoy with a 95 average, so you're a heck of a student as well. Teacher you enjoy, subject matter itself over the years?
Oh, well, Mr. Lavelle, the coach, my Spanish teacher, I've known him for years. I have him right now in AP Spanish. I'm really like a language, history kind of guy, going into like history, culture, that kind of stuff, not so much math and science.
Binghamton University's next. What are you
Yeah.
going to study and why?
I committed a couple weeks ago. I'm going into sociology because that's how you eventually get to an MPH and Master of Public Health. So I plan on going to public health, maybe looking at like diseases in other countries or maybe a Spanish-speaking country at that.
That's pretty cool. Let's talk about your mom and why she's a role model.
Yeah, I put her down because she grew up learning to play tennis. She grew up in Wisconsin. She learned tennis there. She learned hitting against the backboard, no formal instruction, and then so she taught me herself to play when I was probably like 5 or 6, and then she really wanted to see me getting like the lessons. So she raised me hitting, taking me out to like the park and at the schools and all that, and then getting me lessons. And she's got great knowledge of the game, so she's been just mentoring me and just giving me advice like all this time playing in high school.
Owen Holland, it's always a pleasure talking with guys like yourself that are doing positive stuff at your school. We wish you the best at Binghamton University, and looks like you're one of those guys good to try to make a difference in the world. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Tim Chrisman joining us from Abington Heights Boys Tennis here on the John Mendola Show. Tim, let's tell us about what you have to offer this year out there on the court.
This year I have to offer just hard work, and I'm a captain this year for the first time, and I'm just trying to give the people below me more experience so that they can continue to have like great success into the future.
Let's talk about your coach. He's a fun guy, but he's a hard-working guy. Talk a little bit of what it's like to play for him.
It's just been an honor to play for him for 4 years. I've never met a person quite like Coach Lavelle, and he just establishes hard work right from the very beginning. And it's just such a privilege to play for him, and that'll probably be the one thing that I'm going to miss the most.
Well, there's a lot of positive things going on with this team. You graduated so much, so as you say, a senior, stepping up, learning. You guys are all learning together. Talk about what you've learned about each other. I mean, Coach mentioned it's a pretty loose group. You guys like to have a good time.
Yeah, this is probably the most tight group of kids that I've played with because we all know each other because we're older. We're not all freshmen this year. But a lot of people have stepped up this year. Like you said, that Bailey Harris, our number 1, graduated last year, and Brian Ostrowski, our 3, graduated, and Rory Harris and Owen Holland just stepped up right away and worked hard all off season.
Brother and a sister, so tell us about each.
I love both my siblings, of course. My sister actually established the hard work in me because she was a great soccer player around here. She plays for Ithaca soccer, and I just tried to continue the Chrisman tradition. And my brother's coming up definitely. very. I love my brother, and he's a hard worker too.
Let's talk about that college choice. So where are you headed and why?
I'm going to St. John Fisher University in Rochester, and I'm actually going to play tennis up there for them. And I got a service scholarship that was a lot of money off my tuition, and I just love it up there. I don't mind the cold. I live here, so I'm very excited.
How about the major?
Pre-law. I took a civics and government class this year, and it completely interested me. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Let's talk about your mom and dad and what they've laid down for you to make you the young man that you are, and obviously have good decisions and heading to Rochester and being confident about it and saying, hey, this could be a bright future for myself.
Yeah, my dad, just his story in general, just really encouraged me to have like a prosperous future because he grew up in Philadelphia. He worked his way up from a low income family, and he's just thriving right now, and it's just a real inspiration. And then for my mom, she grew up in Clark Summit her whole life, and she just kept working, and I just love them both to death.
Well, inspiring story. You're doing it, and your parents have showed you the way. Great to hear the siblings are doing great stuff. We wish you the very best this season on the court, and of course in your future. Thanks, Tim.
All right, thank you.